And welcome to the Dog Chug podcast. Not a podcast, a dog cast. I was drinking a little bit of NyQuil here. Me and Roger were feeling a little under the weather. Coincidentally, we didn't get each other sick. So I just actually drank some real NyQuil. So we're going to cut this one a little bit short because I'll probably be passed out in about, 45 minutes.
45 minutes.
That's about as long as I got.
Yeah, about 45 minutes on a night where you're going to be out like a light. So we better hurry it up.
All right. Well, on that note, I am going to institute a shot clock. So I'm going to do 30-second timer whenever we pose a question to someone. And if the alarm goes off, you got to stop talking. That's going to move things along. It's going to keep it snappy.
Okay.
So, Roger, I'm going to ask a question. How did you enjoy that win against the Bears? Describe the scene. Were you watching at home with the kids?
No, Andy, actually, I wore a mask because you were sick and I was sick and I wanted to make sure we had the social distancing. I got some Perel. I got a bottle for you. So we're good to go. We're keeping within the guidelines. But I think the comedy sure
The comedy sure hits hard on the Dog Jug podcast. Well done. I should have put my mask on. Darn it. All right. So anyway,
let me tell you about Sunday. I had the house to myself. The wife took the kids, the boys. Well, our teenage daughter is in a room, but they don't come out of their room, teenagers. So it's like being, me and the fat dog watched the game, and I never live tweet. I always do the Indians. I never live tweet Browns. I want to watch the game. And after the first play or two, I send a tweet. And then next thing you know, I'm live tweeting the whole game. I'm having a ball with a bunch of people. We're back and forth. And I think Kevin Stefanski saw one of my tweets because I said, if you want to make something happen, give the ball to Kareem Hunt. He'll go out there and kick ass for you. That was like after a second carry. And after that, he just kept giving the ball. So I think that I should have got a game ball. Nick Carnes agrees that I should have got a game ball because Stefanski saw my tweet and he gave the ball to Hunt, and he was just magnificent, man. Wow.
Hunt was fantastic. I got to ask a question though. Like, didn't we already run into this issue with the farmer pet era? Like, I'm pretty sure Stefanski's not looking at his phone on the sidelines, right?
I'm sorry. Say that again.
I'm saying, didn't we already go through this with Pet and Farmer? I'm pretty sure Stefanski's not looking at his cell phone during the game. I think that had to be a coincidence.
I thought about that with Ray, and I think Ray Farmer was on the inside. He got the tweet. He sent down the sidelines, and somebody said he got it over to Stefanski. I think what happened.
Wow. So Farmer's still working for the Browns.
It was announced. In a day where Baker Mayfield, he was a little amped up, throwing the ball high, off his back. He was a little off, but he still, went out there and he led them to a victory. Defense was outstanding. It was exactly what that defense needed against a bad offensive line and a rookie quarterback and a coach that don't know how to protect a rookie quarterback with some help. And it's exactly what that front seven and that defense needed to get going and know what they're capable of and trust the scheme, and that's important.
Let me ask you this, Roger. We have hated many a Browns coach, right? I mean, I've had hatred for Hugh Jackson, namely. Pat Shurmur wasn't a lot of fun. Do you think we reached a level of hating our head coach that Chicago fans reached watching that game Sunday?
With Stefanski?
No. Chicago fans hating their coach as we have hated some of our previous coaches.
Yeah. It's I'd have to agree with Oh, you got the shot clock on me. Oh man, that's pressure.
Keep this snappy, Roger.
Yeah. I absolutely, Andy. I agree with there would have been what I really looked at was this is something that we haven't seen in this era since '99. For sure, with the job they're doing with the Browns. So, did I make it under the shot clock? Well, I'm talking about the front office of the
Yeah, you kind of took a twist. You weren't really answering the question I was asking, but you did get it under the shot clock. So proud of you for that.
That's all I was going for.
So I got to tell you a little story. This might be entertaining, as you know, but I'm sure the vast audience, the 5 other people watching this, don't know. I did watch the game with Nick Carnes and Jacob Roach, which was amazing. I think I hugged those guys more than I've ever hugged like my dog. We had so much fun. But interestingly enough, coming into the game, we actually parked at a parking garage, which was, I don't know, a good 8 blocks away from the stadium, and we walked into the tailgate. Now, our only problem with doing that is Nick Carnes realized that he had his girlfriend's bag that he needed to make sure got back to the car so we didn't lose it and we can get it back to her, right? Now, the problem with that is we had already decided we were going to go into the game early to get our pennants, which I think they were giving away to the first 10,000 fans. So now we even needed to go in a little bit earlier, so we had time to walk the 8 blocks to the car, go back the 8 blocks to get into the stadium, and make sure we were in there for the flag. So I was having such a good time in tailgating. I'm pretty sure the other 2 guys were. But we left, I don't know, 10:30 maybe, 10:45. I'm probably way off at that time. But point is, it kind of sucked having to leave right when the Muni lot was going crazy. But we did it. We got the bag back to the car. We got into the stadium in time. We got our pennants. We had a blast. Well, guess what happens when I get home? Take one guess.
It's not in the car.
Nick Carnes messages me, hey, I think I left the bag in your car. So all that was a little bit for nothing, but at the end of the day, Evita's bag is safe, and we're going to get it back to her, which is what's important, right?
It's most fun. Did you like turn around and bring it to him?
No. He said just bring it to me next time. We're all going to be at the Arizona.
Okay.
Bring it to Arizona. But it's funny, I did say, hey, guys, keep the car as clean as you can because my wife, I don't want her to know that I'm driving with people in the car because I could be getting COVID from you. I actually wore a mask when they were in the car. So I said, make sure the car is empty out as possible. And they're like, oh, yeah, absolutely. And then when they got out of the car, I'm like, make sure you got everything. And they're like, everything's gone. Of course. Nope. Nick left the bag in the trunk. And actually, Jacob left his shirt in the car, too. So I was like double left. But fortunately, the wife didn't care. She actually didn't care. As long as I was wearing my mask, she was fine with it.
Andy, just from this story, these are not 2 guys you want to take with you to a bank robbery.
No.
You do not want leaving evidence laying all over the place.
No. I don't want to bring them, and I also don't want to bring Ed because I'm pretty sure he'd still be talking to the teller trying to get the bag, and then the police would get us. So I'm going to definitely come with you, though. I think you'd have a good plan, and it would probably work. So we'll work on that later. All right. I don't want to get too far behind schedule here. I want to ask you a question.
Okay.
Do you remember last week when Ed was answering his 5 questions, when he answered his question about why his wife, Kelly, has more than double the Twitter followers than Ed does? Do you remember that discussion? Do you remember Ed's answer?
I remember it word for word. I remember you sending me that question. Yes, I remember it 100%. And I think about it all the time, actually. And wonder why Ed's lagging so far behind. So I'm familiar with the topic, yes.
So I want to ask you, why do you think there's the huge discrepancy? Because we both definitely, Ed's content, we get it all the time, and it's constantly cracking us up. We see Kelly's content occasionally. Obviously, she's not posting it into our group chat, so we don't see it as much. But I just want to pose the question to you. Why do you think Kelly's doing significantly better than Ed?
Andy, my wife's not on Twitter, and I told her if she were on Twitter and used just her regular mom, wife profile pic, she would have 5,000 follows by the end of the week. If she did a duck face type in scantily clad, it would be 20,000. And the stands and what else do they call it? It's the thirsty guys out there. They will.
I hear what you're saying. You're saying Ed needs to use like a duck face and be a little more scantily clad when he puts his profile picture. I hear you.
Say that. I'm sorry. Say that again. Repeat that. You cut out. You blanked out a little bit.
I'm saying, I think I hear what you're saying. Ed needs to be more scantily clad and use a duck face when he does his profile picture. Is that what you're saying?
I think if Ed does a duck face and puts it up as a profile picture, he's going to skyrocket. I know that you know what I would do is I would make 5 fake accounts and follow that is what I would do. You'd get 5 follows right there. I think Ed should do the duck face and post it. Yeah. I think that'll get him generate. He might even get one of them DMs of he might even get one of those if he does the duck face. One of the DMs of some junk.
Give me 1 second. Roger, why don't you vamp for a second? I've been alerted we might be having some technical difficulties.
Okay.
You got to entertain the audience. Let's go. Come up with something. And you're on a shot clock. No pressure.
You're cutting in and out, Andy. I'm sorry. I'm going to let you figure it out.
That's not good. I'm saying you gotta vamp for a minute. Can you entertain? Huh. I don't know what's going on here. All right. Well,
there you are. I hear you. You're back. You're moving and animated, and I know my Wi-Fi connection's strong down here. I made sure of that this week. So.
All right. Well, anyway, I've been getting word that we're not getting comments aren't going through. Unfortunately, not sure what's going on.
Andy, my house is 100 years old and it's haunted, so it could be the ghosts here that screw with our podcast. I'm starting to think that.
Man, we already are up against it enough, being the worst podcast in Cleveland history. Now we have ghosts haunting us. This is terrible. All right. Anyway, I want to bring the discussion back because this is important. I think what you were saying is it's easier for maybe female to get Twitter followers fast, maybe, right?
I say that, and I don't say that as a disrespect to women, there's a lot of guys out there on Twitter that harass women, you know what I mean? And I think that's where it's just a cesspool of these guys, these degenerates. And they pile on, and then they if they don't get the response they want, they do what this character did to our friend Bree.
Let's not even get into that nonsense.
I know I'm not going to. I'm just saying I wish something be done about it. But that's social media. But I will say this though. Ed's wife, since I met Ed and started following her, she puts out some pretty good content.
She does.
So she's right there with she might be neck and neck and might even be with the content that she delivers compared to Ed. I think he needs to pick it up, get the duck face, and pick up his game a little bit. Maybe some more rap.
I think we should bring Ed on, and I have actually maybe a way to settle this debate. So hold on, I'm gonna bring Ed on now. This is fantastic. One of our favorite guests. He's appeared more than anyone else. Everyone, the wonderful and terrific Ed in Columbus.
What's up, everybody? Is this good for you, Roger? Quack, quack. There's some duck for you, Roger.
The Fresh Prince of Columbus.
That's right.
My favorite rapper. Yes. It's good to see you, Ed. Go Browns, baby.
Go Browns, baby.
It is great to see you, Ed. And once again, we are a little sexist at the Dog Chug. Obviously, we do have a theory that maybe it's easier for women to gain Twitter followers, which is very sexist. But I want to get scientific. I want to settle this debate. Is your wife better at creating content, and that's why she has more followers? Or is it because she's a female? Or is it because she started Twitter 2 years before you? Maybe she's more experienced. Who knows? Who cares? Although I care. So let's settle this. I think I have a way to settle this once and for all. On a future episode of the Dog Chug, here's what I propose. We have you and your beautiful wife record a segment where we ask you the same 5 Browns questions. And you have 30 seconds to do it, which is already going to be hilarious listening to you try and answer a question in 30 seconds, to be fair. We're going to record your answers, and then we're going to have a special guest on, plus me and Roger. The three of us are going to vote who answered better. And whoever takes 3 out of 5 questions is going to be the dog chug better person to follow on Twitter. Like, we're endorsing either Ed or we're endorsing Kelly. And we're going to settle this once and for all.
I accept the challenge. I accept that challenge.
Well, I hope your wife does too, because that sounds fantastic. Roger, what do you think about all this?
I got front row seats, Andy. I can't wait.
Roger, no matter what, if I have to get more followers but get some junk DMs, nah, that's okay. I'll stay where I'm at. I'll stay where I'm at.
Right.
That's the case.
I'm with you on that, brother. I'm with you on that. Somebody sends me their junk, we're throwing down.
All right. Now I have a question to pose to both of you. I don't know if you remember from our first show, we gave Jacob Roach, the amazing Jacob Roach, the opportunity, if he could chug 2 beers, we were going to give him 10% of the bet we made on the Browns just before the season started. So what I have to ask you both, Jacob did attempt this challenge in the Muni Lot. I did record it, and we're going to play it here in a minute. I got to ask both of you, do you think Jacob was able to complete it and drink both in 1 minute? Do you think he was only able to get 1 down in 1 minute? Or do you think he failed to even drink 1 beer in 1 minute? So we're going to start with you, Ed. 30 seconds to answer this question, by the way.
Jacob, a former Marine, a good American, he got the job done.
Wow, with confidence. You obviously didn't see Jacob drinking when we all went out after training camp. Roger did see Jacob drink that day. So, Roger, I'm going to ask you the same question with the same 30-second shot clock. Let's go. Let's hear what you think.
I think because Jacob, being with him that night and watching him drink right along with us, I think that he blew it away, and he did it with time to spare.
Wow, you guys are really confident, Jacob. Well, let's not beat around the bush here. Let's find out. And I'm going to have to mute myself here. Jacob has opened his 2 beers. The rules are very simple. He's going to have 1 minute. You're going to be my timer.
I am the timer.
Good job. Hello. Jacob, if you get one of these beers down, you're going to get 5% of my action.
5%.
If you get a bolt down in 1 minute, you're going to get 10%.
10%, baby.
Jacob,
10%.
are you ready?
Are you ready?
All right, hit start. Oh, no. When he puts the beer in his lips, hit start. And we've already fucked this up.
We have reset.
All right, here you go. As soon as he puts it to his lips, hit start.
Ready? And all right, we've started. Let's go, Jacob. Chug. We're 7 seconds in. You got it. You got time. 11 seconds in. Here we are.
Chug.
Oh, baby. All right, we're 20 seconds in, and he's got a beer down, folks.
It is down. It is confirmed.
25 seconds.
Can he get a second
He's
one
on
down?
pace for it.
Or does he want to
He's on
skip up
pace.
now?
Chug. All right.
All right, you're doing
35
well.
seconds
You have
in. You got
25
time.
seconds.
You got time, baby. You got time.
20 seconds.
Here it is. You got 20 seconds.
Chug.
It's okay.
Here I am talking for like 2 minutes after that. I was muted, of course, which is why you just don't get this kind of content anywhere else. He did get it done, which is amazing.
USA, OBJ.
Now the question is, did he throw up?
Is he headed to the Porta-John right now? Did he beeline it to the Porta-John?
He is headed in that direction, yes.
It looks like he's headed to one. I told you, my boy Jacob, yeah.
He got it done. Now,
I don't think he threw up. But I think something came out of his mouth, a little spit action, a little foam action. But I don't think it was technically a throw up.
And Roger, what do you think on the issue?
I think he held it back. He swallowed a little bit of foam. It came out, and he probably got that taste in the back of his throat, and he swallowed it like a man.
Well, I did continue recording him, and I started screaming really loud because I'm drunk and I'm obnoxious. And all of a sudden, all these girls started like screaming back at me, like, "Hey, we're having fun!" And of course, they're getting in my shot. So, like an idiot, instead of focusing on girls decked out in Browns gear, my dumbass is raising the camera like, "Hey, get out of my shot!" Shit, I might be gay. Anyway, let's continue watching this to see if he throws up and to see my awkwardness around women.
51 seconds!
The new Catalina Match Mixer! Got rounds!
Beautiful thing.
It's doing there. How you doing, Jacob?
You want to go run 2 miles?
Okay, that is basically the end. He did not throw up. So let's all give a round of applause to Jacob.
Yes.
There's a lot of energy in this room, a lot of energy. All right, let's get rid of that. So anyway, the good news is we are on par now. If we hit this bet, Jacob's going to win $120. Unfortunately, Baker Mayfield has to start throwing some touchdowns because that's the one part of the bet that we are a little bit off. But he's going to get that started against Minnesota. All right. We're going to move on to our amazing game where my daughter picks 3 games and we all make picks. And before we do this, I have to tell you guys something. I don't even understand if you realize how amazing this is. An update to scoring. I told you I suck at this, right? Okay. Well, right now, we've bet on 3 weeks worth of games. We do 3 games every week. So we've done 9 games, total 9 games. Right now, the fans are at 5 wins and 4 losses, which is pretty respectable. I think you'd be winning money if you bet that in Vegas. Roger, you are also at 5 wins and 4 losses.
I had a rough week.
You did have a rough week. You got 0 correct. However, you're still at 5, which is pretty damn good. Now, my daughter, Krista, who literally just points at names, she doesn't know what she's doing, she is also at 5 wins and 4 losses. Does anyone want to guess where I'm at? Ed, I'm going to have you guess.
I'm going to say you're 3 and 6.
Okay. Roger, do you have a guess?
I'm going to say you're 1 and 8.
Okay. So I'm actually 0 and 9. I have amazingly got.
I thought you got one.
Oh, you're doing the Hugh Jackson. You're doing the Hugh Jackson.
Now, I just want to point this out. If you bet 9 random games on the spread and you put $1 on them, you're actually winning $322 from that $1. So the odds of getting 9 wrong is like, well, worse than one out of 322 because you got big. So this is astounding how bad I am. So I just want to point this out. I've literally told you guys, bet against whatever I pick and you will win free money. No one is taking me up on this. We'll see if maybe this is the week. All right. So the first game my daughter selected was Thursday night's game, the Jaguars at the Bengals. Bengals are an 8-point favorite. I'm going to start with me so you guys will know who is the right team to pick. I am obviously picking with the Jaguars because at this point I'm just going completely against any logic. The Bengals are way superior of a team. I hate them. I also hate the Jaguars, so I don't really care. But I'm going to go with the Jaguars because I think they are going to lose, so I'm going to pick them to win to hopefully reverse this tie. Ed, you're up.
Well, it's a battle of kitty cats. Joe Burrow was a Bengal Tiger when he was at LSU. He plays for the Bengals, natural fit. Trevor Lawrence was a Tiger, but he plays for the Jaguars now. That's not a natural fit. Roll with the meows. Bengals win.
Wow. All right. Roger.
I'm going to give Jaguars the 8 points, and Urban Meyer's going to come into Ohio and leave just like Justin Fields did with his first loss in the state of Ohio. I'm taking the Bengals and giving Jacksonville 8.
All right. So everyone picked the Bengals but me. Interesting. All right. Next game we picked this is a fun one. The incredible Texans are playing the awful Buffalo Bills. And for some reason, Buffalo Bills are giving 16 points, which is like the biggest spread we've seen this season. I guess they must think the Texans aren't very good or something. I am obviously going to continue my trend of picking things that make no sense. So I'm going to take 16 points in the Houston Texans. Roger, let's go with you this time.
Oof. And this is in Buffalo.
This is in Buffalo.
Man, I hate giving 16 points to anybody. I'm going to take the 16 points on the road.
Well said. All right, Roger takes Texans, and that leaves Ed.
No Deshaun Watson, no massages. Tyrod Taylor's in there. There'll be no ties. Take the Texans in the points. Chad, the Bills quarterback, he's coming off a big game. I got him on my fantasy team, and Josh Allen. But I got to roll with the Texans.
I mean, I don't know. You should have gained like 10 Twitter followers just from the hilariousness of that alone. All right, finally, she picked our home team, the Browns at the Vikings. The Browns are actually giving 2 points. I picked against the Browns. I picked the Vikings. And we'll start with you, Ed.
Cleveland, known as a mistake on the lake. Not anymore. Their lake is great. They're going to the land of 10,000 lakes. Like I said, 10,000 lakes mean you don't have a quarterback. I don't know how that works out, but it does. Take the Browns, give up the points. We're going to be 3-1.
Love it. Roger, you're going to have some work to do when you get to the safety tips to up Ed making these picks. This is hilarious. All right, Roger. Who do you think is going to win this one?
I'm going to give Kirk Cousins 6 points. I'm taking the Browns, and we're going to avenge the Ahmad Rashad Hail Mary that Ed posted today. We're going to go into Minnesota, and we're going to come out of there with a W, and I think we're going to have a double-digit win. I'm going to give him the 2 points. Take the Browns.
All right, I don't think I mentioned Krista actually picked the 3 Bs, the Bengals, the Bills, and the Browns. So she went against me. So she'll probably be 3-0, and I'll be 0-12, which is hilarious. All right. With that, we were trying to keep this show tight and quick because I'm about to pass out from my NyQuil. I think we're going to end the show on Roger's famous safety tips episode. He has an updated safety tips for anyone visiting Minnesota, which I will be. I will be traveling there Friday, presumed I get healthy. But before we get to that, Ed, do you have anything you want to say about game Sunday, last Sunday, the game coming up this week? Anything on your mind? Now would be the time.
Browns will reign, purple rain all over the purple people eaters. Have a fun time, Andy. It's been great being on, and I will talk to you soon, my man.
All right. All right, Roger, then it's your job. Take it away. All right. Move this over here. All right, he has a slow build-up, everyone, but it's going to be worth it, I guarantee it.
I want you to keep your hands where I can see them. This week, Andy, we got.
I think, yeah.
There we go.
The police might be inhibiting our ability to hear you, Rod. Hold on.
Andy, these are our safety tips for the week. Everybody, if you're traveling and you're going to be in Minnesota this week, what I want you to do is I want you to pay attention. These are going to be the spots in Minnesota that you do not want to hang out in. All right? All right. First, we got, this is going to be a DOA. 911 call reported a possible DOA. They hadn't seen the person in 2 weeks, Andy. This is in the 200 block of Nicollet Avenue. You want to stay off of Nicollet Avenue as much as you can. They're killing people, and nobody sees them again. All right. Here's another one, Andy. 911 call reported that there was a break-in at the Garfield Avenue South. Shots fired nearby. Stay off of Nicollet Avenue. Robbery at gunpoint. Someone fired shots at Nicollet. It was a suspect, 2 black males wearing all black. They had a black car. They had black masks. These guys they meant business. There's another robbery. There's 3 of them in a row, right in the same area. They think it was the same group of kids. There's the suspects all in COVID masks, one in a black hoodie, and they left in a black vehicle. So you want to stay off of Nicollet Avenue. Auto theft, cash taken, 1700 block of East Lake Street at a gas station. Andy, you're going to be in Minnesota, aren't you?
I am going to be there.
Andy, if you're in Minnesota, you don't want to go to the gas station at 1700 block of Lake Street because they're going to steal your car and your money. Central Avenue Northeast, East Hennepin. 911 caller and confronted a male who was assaulting a female, and the assaulter pulled a gun on the 911 caller. So you can't even call the cops there. They're going to shoot you.
Jeez.
Right here. Oh, this is a good one. You got robbery at gunpoint, carjacking, 1200 block of 22nd Street East. 2 males in ski masks and yellow hoodies. These guys aren't as smart as the last guy. They got yellow hoodies on. The other guys were wearing black. They meant business, Andy. Here's another case that they're not going to report of a female who cut her own neck and she's bleeding severely to 900 block of Park Avenue. Wait, hold on.
Yikes.
Hold on a minute. The police arrived and said she's just drunk with injuries to her hands. Yeah, that's good. Trouble averted. Here we go right here. Report of another shooting at Franklin and Minnehaha at the Taco Bell. If you're in Minnesota, fans, and you want Taco Bell after night drinking, do not go to the one at Franklin and Minnehaha. They're shooting people over there.
Jeez.
Yeah. There's a perimeter search going on right now for a suspect who fled from a vehicle and ditched a gun, 23rd Avenue and 3rd Street. Hey, if you find that gun, you could probably go over to Nicollet and get a couple bucks for it. You know, probably find somebody over there. Yeah. Shots fired from a silver Volvo. 4th and Cedar's another hot spot. They have a thing over there in Minnesota. It's out there. They have this thing called the shot spotter. And if a gunfire goes off, these cameras around the city come up and they help the police with GPS. Well, the police are wondering if this thing's even working. In the 3rd precinct, there's no shot spotter activities, and they know there should be. Oh, well, that's not comforting. Don't go over there either. All right, we got some good ones here, Andy. This one's a report of a silver Volvo that was stolen at 4th and Cedar Avenue. So don't park, if you're in Minnesota, don't park your car on 4th and Cedar. We got a report of a person taking off their clothes inside the Wahoo Apartments, 1016 Washington Avenue, 2nd floor. The 911 caller thinks it's excited delirium. Is causing this, or crystal meth, one or the other. Angel dust. That'll get you stripping too, I think. But if you want to get lucky, apparently you can go over to these apartments, the Wahoo, It's WHU, but I don't know how else to pronounce it. Let me see. We got suspects bailing from a bait. Oh, I love this. A bait vehicle. The cops put a car out there. And suspects bailed from it, 34th and Portland Avenue. So if you're walking, you say, hey, there's a car with keys in it over on 34th and Portland. Don't take it for a ride. It's a bait car. The female was still in the car when the cop showed up. She couldn't get out. Robbery of a person and carjacking. Ooh, this is the 400 block 28th Avenue South. Suspect pulled a bail out of a vehicle, he assaulted him, and took the vehicle, a red hatchback with bikes on the back. So he got a car and some bikes. What else we got here? This one is, this is a good one. Report of 50 hot rodders. They're racing up and down. I can't pronounce Calhoun. Hot rodders racing around, tearing up the streets, Andy. Another carjacking. We got a report of a person with a can of gasoline is starting a house on fire over on DuPont Avenue. These two guys just burning the house down. The neighbors are calling the police. I hope he didn't pull a gun on him like the other guy. When they got there, the guy was keyed away. That's police jargon for gone on arrival. Robbery at gunpoint, 24th of Ryan Avenue. There's a purse, wallet, and headphones stolen. We also got robbery spree going. More robberies, Andy. They're tearing that town up. There's a technical rescue at 1100 West Parkway. Kids were climbing up a scaffolding and a crane structure. There's this ain't good. Report of assault of an employee at Dream Girls. I wonder what that establishment is. Dream Girls. There was one of the employees was assaulted there. So bring singles if you go. Yeah, it's over. Make sure you got singles when you go to Dream Girls. But somebody got assaulted there.
Okay.
All right.
Make sure bring singles.
You got me on the timer? All right, here's the last one. Here's the last one. The police, they're responding for someone was stuck in a porta potty at Main Street and 6th Avenue, Andy. So if you use a porta john while you're in Minnesota, make sure that you can be able to get out of that thing before you lock the door. So and that's it. That's what we got going on in Minnesota. So make sure you're safe. All you fans out there, make sure that you stay safe. The streets, they're rough streets in Minnesota.
I am very happy that we're flying in and not driving because I don't think I can get my car back.
I got two things, Andy.
Yes.
I didn't know it was Dressed Like a Village Person Day. Otherwise, I wouldn't dress as nice as this. And nothing can be scarier than what's going on in Rogers' place right now in Minnesota than what's going on. So no matter what happens, it's safer than what just transpired the last about 7 minutes. Okay, so you're good. You're good, my man. You're good.
I have to ask the question: is there a way we could do a longer intro next time?
I'm sorry, say that again.
Can we maybe elongate the intro to 15 minutes next week when we do this instead of it being what you did 3 minutes? I know you had a very expensive costume change, but let's work on making it quick.
You want me to trim the fat, is what you're saying?
Of being an asshole, but yes.
You know what, Andy? I had technical difficulties on this end, so I'm going to iron that out. It's the shitty engineers that we got, so I'm going to iron those out. I did that. Why I was late coming in was because I did a practice run. Everything worked beautiful. It was smooth as glass. And of course, they're getting their money's worth.
You couldn't get the sunglasses on? What was the technical delay, if I may ask?
The siren. I had sirens, man, and they were loud and they were whooping, and it was like, whoop, whoop, whoop. It was beautiful. I couldn't get it to go. Did you guys hear me? I had the radio shatter. That worked, right?
Yes. Did you prepare your wife that there was going to be some loud noises coming from the basement?
I forgot to do that, Andy. I think I saw her and the kids take shelter in the back of the. I forgot. I didn't think about it. Our lazy ass dog ain't barking though.
When the Chargers podcast does does this same bit about Cleveland. They're literally going to be a story about a guy in Cuyahoga Falls that was pretending to be a police officer in his basement, and his family had to call the police. They're going to have that story. So well done. That was incredible. I was crying. That was amazing. The props, definitely. Yes. Good job. All right. Well, I think we're going to call this one to a close. I want to give everyone a chance to say one more thing about whatever's on their mind. So, Roger, I'm going to start with you.
Well, I'm glad that we were able to get out here and do this tonight. If you're under the weather sick, I'm glad Ed was able to join us. I don't want to take up any. I went over on my allotted time on my bit with the technical difficulties. So all I got to say is I see a double-digit win. You travel safe. Make sure you get there and get home safe to us. And go Browns.
Go Browns. Ed, what do you got?
Well, I am in Columbus, but I'm a native Clevelander. I know Cleveland's hurting right now. Rest in peace, Matt Lodi. I know you're a part of the media, and you did a bunch of great things, and you have many people that love you. And so rest in peace. And, we're all hurting, but we're going to get a big win on Sunday, and that one's for Matt Lodi.
Nice. I just want to say I'm a little bit nervous about this game. I hate saying it. We should be able to take care of business. We got our coach going back to the team. He his entire career at, and you would think he wants to show them up, but I just have this nervous feeling. Even though I think pretty much do everything better than Minnesota does, I can't point my finger on it. I'm nervous. I hope I get to bring home a win though. So far, I'm 2-0 when I witness a game. So let's try and make that 3-0. Real quick, everyone just go around one more time. Here it is. Thank you, Roger. Roger, who's going to be the MVP Sunday when we play the Vikings and we kick their ass?
I'm sorry, say it again, Andy?
Oh, yeah, you can't hear me. I wonder why. Question is, who's going to be the MVP when we kick the Vikings' ass Sunday? Who's it going to be?
I'm gonna have to go with Kareem Hunt again. I think he's on a
back-to-back weeks.
Back-to-back weeks for Kareem Hunt. Yeah.
Baker Mayfield throws for 3 touchdowns. MVP Baker Mayfield.
Oh, he literally stole what I was going to say, you asshole, because basically I just need Baker Mayfield to start scoring some touchdowns. So I'm going to go with the wild card. I know we're all excited to see Greedy Williams, and I'm sure he's going to do fine, but I think who's going to make an amazing play on Sunday, it's going to make a difference, is A.J. Green. All right, with that.
That's pretty wild.
Yes, you're going out there on a limb there. Yeah. I hope so. The night quote kicked in.
Yes.
There you go.
All right, with that, it's been a blast. Thank you, Ed, for jumping out with us for a little bit. Roger, thank you for preparing that amazing safety tips bit. I wrote some notes down. I'm bringing plenty of singles for when we go to, what was that establishment called? The Gentleman's Club. What was it called again?
Dream Girls.
Dream Girls. I'm bringing plenty of singles for them. So thank you for that, and thank you for our 5 loyal listeners that are putting up with our nonsense. We appreciate all 5 of you. And with that, go Browns.